Husband upset I asked him to text me that he is safe. My husband, male, 41Y, of 15 years will be going out of town this weekend for a music festival. I, female, 37Y, have past trauma from the loss of my parents on a tragic accident during my teen years. I have done a lot of work on not freaking out when I text, call my hubby and don't get a response, and when he is out with friends for the night. However, that fear is still there in the back of my mind that he may be dead somewhere. Dramatic yes, but my true feelings. For this upcoming weekend I asked that he please try to text me when he is back safely at his hotel each night. A simple text included in a good night text. Something that if I was away would not be a second thought to text him good night. He is very upset that still after 15 years I need this reassurance. He feels that I am making him check in with me and not letting him have his space and be an adult. So an argument ensued after I asked him to text. He feels I shouldn't expect a text because he may be with friends and not remember. He also is mad I'm not trusting him. To be clear, all I asked for was one goodnight text letting me know he is safe. To clarify, I don't know where he is staying exactly. He has mentioned it being a hotel near the airport and may have mentioned the name at some point. He has not intentionally hidden where he is staying. I don't have his location on my phone. I'm not asking him to text me his every move. A few more details: he has cheated on me in the past a lot, and we have been working to move past that. I feel I have done a lot of work to trust him and did not intend for the goodnight text to be anything proving he is being faithful. I mention the past cheating part because he feels I am asking for a text to show he is not cheating, and that is not my intention. I actually don't feel he is cheating or planning to cheat. I was thrown off by him feeling hurt that he feels I am not trusting him, and making him check in. Am I in the wrong to expect a safe and sound text at the end of the night? TL, Dr. 41-year-old husband of 15 years is heading out of town forms music festival and is upset that I, female, 37, asked him to send me a text each night that he is safely back at his hotel. Am I in the wrong? He has cheated on me in the past a lot, and we have been working to move past that. I feel I have done a lot of work to trust him. Hold on. Why are you doing the work here? He's the one who broke your trust. How long ago did he last cheat, and what has he done since to rebuild your trust? Yeah, no problem, baby. I do what you're asking without my wifey asking. I ask all my loved ones to please text or call when they leave from my house or we're out together and they leave to go elsewhere or home. I also tell my loved ones I'll text when I get home because they always ask me to as well. What you're asking is not unreasonable. And hell, anytime I leave the house and have to drive somewhere like an hour away, he's asking me to please text when I get to my destination and when I get home so he knows I'm okay, and he does the same for me. If you read that back to yourself out loud, as if someone else were asking for advice, what would your response be? And to answer your question, no, that is definitely not unreasonable. You should also know the name of the hotel. If a person knows their spouse has a fear such as yours, why would they not want to take literally a few seconds to just check in and let them know they are okay? That seems cruel, petty and uncaring. It can easily be fixed with pre-scheduled text messaging. He cheated multiple times and you decided to stay. He showed you he doesn't care about your feelings multiple times before this, so why are you surprised? Nope. Totally normal request. He sounds like those guys looking for discreet dates in Vegas. He should be offering to text you that he's safe, considering how you lost your. Texting you that he is safe is useless. It only caters to your fears and it does nothing really. He could literally die from any cause the minute after he has texted you he was safe. Not the asshole. This is a perfectly normal request. What do you even get out of this relationship? I'd rather be alone than deal with a man who cheats and gets offended at the thought of taking my happiness and well-being into account. I can't even imagine not asking even a friend to tell me they got somewhere safely if I was the last to see them. I tell literally every single person in my life to drive safe, get home safe, or message me when they get home safe, from my partner to my mum to my casual at work. Totally reasonable request by you. I tell every one of my extended family members to send a quick text when they get home and they do the same. We all live a few hours from one another, so it's after spending time together and after we part ways, including a long drive home. I also tell my husband to text me when he's somewhere safe, when he's away in business or out of town for any reason. That's because I genuinely care they are to their destination safe. Because I like the comfort of knowing they are safe. It's not out of controlling issues or because I don't trust them, it's literally because I love them and want them to be safe. Don't feel bad. I'm sorry he's invalidating your feelings. Absolutely reasonable. I'm 32 and my mum and I still message, "That's me home," when we've been out anywhere. I also message my friends saying, "Got back okay, night," when we've been out. Totally normal. I have anxiety and my partner agreed to install a tracker on her phone so I can see where she is, maybe a bit much, but I appreciate her helping to relieve my anxiety. You are asking for a simple text or call and that is completely reasonable. Don't blame anything on yourself here. I don't even have a traumatic experience and I still freak out if my husband, or anyone I love, doesn't text me when I ask if they've made it safely. I am sorry he got angry at you over this. That is not okay. He sounds like someone who is not very empathetic with your feelings and I know that is hard, sad face. When I go to meet my friends or extended family, the moment I arrive home safely I send a text. All of them expect that courtesy because they understand anything could happen and it reassures them that I'm safe. You're not asking anything strange at all. What's strange is your husband acting this way when he knows about your trauma. You are not wrong, that is just common courtesy. Is there a friend or family member you can stay with while he's gone? You need the support of someone who loves you. Also, you might consider staying with that person a little longer to think clearly about how this relationship is affecting you. Take care, op. I mean that truly. I'm a 31-year-old male that still updates both my mom or my fiancé when I am traveling by car every hour so they have reassurance that I am okay. This is not asking a lot at all and perfectly normal in most relationships. I just can't imagine being with someone this shit. My boyfriend and I both make sure to text each other that we get home safely at the end of the night before we say goodnight. That's a totally reasonable request on your part. This is a completely reasonable request. My significant other and I don't even live together, and I ask this of him when he leaves my apartment every weekend. Just a quick, "I'm safe," is all I ask, and he always does. It is unreasonable for your husband to be upset with you for this, because he's out of town, you're not with him, and there's no guarantee that he will be safe, especially at a music festival where there is usually copious amounts of drinking. I'm sorry you're going through this. I mention the past cheating part because he feels I'm asking for a text to show he is not cheating. Ask him how exactly he thinks a text saying good night would prove or disprove him cheating. It wouldn't. You are not in the wrong at all. As someone who has cheated on you, a lot, in the past, he should be on a very short leash anyway. It might help that you asking for him to text him is asking him to help you feel secure. In other words, it's more about you than about him. If you approach it like, "I get worried and it would make me feel more comfortable," then that might make him feel less defensive. This is something I would ask of a friend if we go out late. Your husband is a bit of a jerk. Since he cheated a lot, he should be more than willing to text you and put a bit more effort into maintaining your trust. He should 1000% just share his location with you. That would solve so many things, and a courteously text is not an unreasonable thing to ask for. It's absolutely reasonable to expect an "I'm alive" text. My husband does motorcycle trips to remote places, and we use the "Find My Friends" feature, so we can find his body in case of the worst. He also tracks me to gauge when to have a hot latte ready. And calls often, just because we can, as there have been too many times we couldn't, when he was out or sea. Your husband should at least make sure you know where he's staying for emergencies, and if he's cheated, then it's on him to reassure you for freaking ever. This is one of those times in a marriage when you're both right while both being wrong. What you're asking for is extremely common and reasonable. Everyone worries someone will have a bad accident or unforeseen circumstances when traveling, especially with your past trauma. His reaction would make me sus that he is cheating again, to be honest. He feels I shouldn't expect a text because he may be with friends and not remember. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Is it only me or is this so insensitive? I'm a widow. My husband died unexpectedly after 14 years of marriage. I have warned every partner since that I will, at times, seem overbearing because I will carry that trauma with me forever. Even before, it was commonplace that my husband and I checked in regularly. We used to even send a, at work, text when we only lived a couple miles from home. I think it's pretty standard that you communicate often with your partner. The fact that he is having such a reaction tells me that he's probably doing something wrong and deflecting by being defensive and making you feel bad. A few more details: he has cheated on me in the past a lot. I was on his side for the most part until this point. Don't put up with that shit even for a minute. He's cheated on you a lot and thinks you don't trust him. The appropriate response is, "Of course I don't trust you. You have a history of not keeping your D in your pants. However, this request is because I want to know you're safe." He's getting defensive because he plans on cheating again if the opportunity arises. He cheated on you a lot in the past? WTH. What you're asking is super minimal. My husband would always text and call me when he's away for business purpose in the past. UNREQUESTED. It's like very common, normal to check in with each other when away. He even called me when he's out with his friends at a sports bar or whatever. He knows to keep in touch, and vice versa. Just letting each other know if we're fine, having fun, etc. It's such a small ask from you and he reacted like this and he's a cheater too. Oh man. He sounds sus now. Your hubby needs a sit down about that trauma and be a little more considerated. You aren't asking for much. I mean, just a good night text is nothing and not an invasion of privacy. My mom has always asked me to text when I drive home, whether it's been a 5-minute drive or a 5-hour drive. She is fine with the fact that I drive every day without her knowing. But when it comes to me driving home after a visit, she always worries. And I get it. She trusts me, but neither of us trust the other drivers on the road. I've never lost anyone to a traumatic accident. But it's reasonable to worry. Girl, I think you know why you're writing this on Reddit. He's cheating on you. It's in the back of your head, or else you wouldn't be writing this in the first place. Just flat out ask him about it. A simple goodnight text is not a big deal. And the fact that he knows about your experience and is unwilling to do this simple thing is just further evidence that he's trying to be sneaky. There's zero innocent reason your husband shouldn't want to text you that he's safe, doubly so given your past. That's a massive red flag, and I'm a snoop. I would def be checking up on his plans in more detail. That gets massive downvotes on Reddit, but I always trust my women's intuition and it's never been wrong. Edit. I just saw the cheating update. Please leave. You deserve so much more. He's cheating. You know it. Leave him the weekend he's gone. I'm sorry, but if your husband has cheated on you before, then he absolutely should be 1,000,000% fine with doing this, even if it was to keep track of him. Yeah, what you are asking is 100% reasonable and normal. No. This is how it works when people care about each other. Hell, my friend wanted all of us to text the other night after leaving the bowling alley. He doesn't want to be reminded of you while he's out cheating. Again, like all the times before. Can't advise on this. Don't be with cheaters, you will lose your mind, like in fact you are. Yeah, his behavior is incredibly suspicious, from not telling you where he is staying, to throwing a tantrum when asked a very reasonable request. His past history of cheating and the general vibe I'm getting from him is no bueno. The whole him saying you don't trust him thing is incredibly telling of a guilty conscience. Like, I just want to check you're alive. It's strange your mind goes doing untrustworthy things. He has cheated in the past. You have trauma from your childhood. You have been together 15 years. All that, and he can't remember to text when he is going to bed or whenever. Nah man, FCK that. Stand your ground, that's not okay of him. Sounds like cheating to me. Unsure how I feel about this specific situation given the past cheating, but to play devil's advocate, I absolutely need my space sometimes. A weekend away or a night out is exactly that kind of occasion. I just need to take my mind off my life and live in the moment for a while without worry. Being asked to check in absolutely does ruin that for me personally. It's hard to explain, but it is genuinely important to me that I have the freedom to enjoy things without having tasks that I'm required to accomplish along the way, like checking in. If I need to check in, it will stress me, I'll worry about forgetting, or it'll constantly be on my mind. And I know that forgetting for me is highly likely, so then I worry in advance about the repercussions of that for the relationship. Did you clarify to him that this is over your trauma with your parents, not that you don't trust him, but because accidents happen, that you know it seems unreasonable but it's just something you can't help, that you get this deep dread that he's dead?